Hey buddy, welcome back to the channel and to World of Warships. So today I have a feature of the Tier 9 premium battleship, the John Bart. And let me tell you guys, if you are wondering or considering buying the John Bart for coal, let me tell you, he is definitely worth it. This is probably one of the most fun battleships you can ever own. I'm not a battleship main by any means. It's probably my least played class. My ultimately least played class is carriers, because I never played carriers. Never have, never will. But if we count the battleships, cruisers and destroyers, the battleships is my least played line. So you don't see me play battleships that much. But this battleship is actually a ship that I play every day that I play, because it's just so much fun. And of course you have the extra boost on your credit and experience gain with this being a tier 9 premium ship, but it's just so much fun. And whatever game you get in this ship, I mean, if win or lose, high damage, low damage, it's always pretty much a fun game. And you can't really say that about any other ship in the game, I think. It's just the special effects you have on this ship, with the French speed boost, the main battery reload booster, having the both turrets in front, making you able to bow tank pretty well. And just a disclaimer, as I said, I'm not especially good at playing battleships. And I'm probably not that good at playing the John Bart. I have probably a pretty big area of improvements. But still, I mean, you get great games, and there are really funny games to play. And usually I zip around the map more. I flank around, which you can in this ship with its great concealment and the French speed boost. In this game, though, I play actually a bit more stale, which is actually one of my problems playing battleships, because I think battleships are just so stale and boring, and they just sit there and blast ships from across the map. That's why I love playing cruisers and destroyers better, but usually when you're playing John Bart, you're pretty mobile, zipping around, flanking, punishing, show broadsides on enemy ships as well. But this game I will be a bit more immobile, so to speak. I will be more of a tanking battleship, positioning quite aggressive in the A-cap in a couple of minutes, fighting 3 battleships. But yeah, so let's just jump into the game. So it's pretty calm start of the game. No one has actually died yet, which is quite surprising, since we're 4 minutes into the game. Usually there's like 2 or 3 destroyers dead by now, although the enemy Fletcher doesn't look that healthy. But we have a pretty good fight going on the A-cap. No team is really able to push in to actually go and cap this A-cap. But they are fighting really hard to remain in control of this area, and so do we. We have a friendly Iowa pretty much in our spawn, that I was hoping would push up a little bit further, because right now it's more me, the friendly Cleveland, and the tier 9 Russian battleship, the Sovietsky Soyuz, that are tanking for our team. We have a Des Moines that is blocking the C cap, and also a Z-23 that is actually in the process of capping the B cap. And my thought on my positioning on this map was pretty much that since I'm able to turn my guns pretty fast and are able to bow tank somewhat, I could position myself at this island, so I always have an out. That is very important for me as a player, to always have like a plan B. If I'm getting rushed by the force at A, I could dodge in behind this island and try to sneak out through the B cap, or even turning around going to our spawn. And of course, also having this position, was able to support both ships in the B cap and also our gearing that is actually in the process of capturing the A cap. So I see these 3 battleships circling around like 3 sharks outside the A cap. I see an enemy Baltimore that seems to be a bit stuck behind an island. He will pretty much get spotted as soon as he is trying to move, since our gearing is pretty close by. So I thought I try and push in a bit. The enemy Fletcher has died, so I'm pretty safe from destroyer torps. Both the remaining enemy destroyers has been spotted on the other side of the map. So the only thing I have to worry about is those 3 enemy battleships and of course cruiser fire spam. So I push into the A cap with my gearing, trying to see if I are able to get some shots on the ships at the C cap. But now this enemy Baltimore pushes out. I think he's trying to do like a Hail Mary run to get into safety. So we should try and delete him if it's possible. I managed to land a Citadel and getting me my first kill of the game. This ship is... I mean, it doesn't have that big of a guns. That is actually one area that I should try and improve playing the John Bart. And that is to change to HE a bit more often. I'm a bit stubborn playing with my AP. And these guns don't really have the penetrating power as many of the other high-tier battleships. And of course the armor isn't really like the higher tier battleships, but you can still tank a bit. But that said, you have not really that many other downsides. As you can see right now, they are trying to flank around me on both flanks, and that is why I start to reverse, because I want to put these 2 islands behind, between me and the Alsace, and me and the enemy Kurfürst to the left. In that way I force either only the Sumo engaging me, which will be 1 versus 2 pretty much, because I get help from my gearing as well. Or, as you can see right now, I'm pretty much forcing the Alsace to make a really stupid move, pushing into me because he wants to help out the Sumo. And this is something I try and talk about quite often in my videos. How you try and use the terrain and the map awareness, and especially awareness of the minimap, to your advantage, and pretty much make the enemy players, you force them into making plays that they really shouldn't do. Now, as you can see, it's pretty much only me and the Gearing against the Izumo and the Alsace. Our Iowa, Prince Eugen and Cleveland are pretty much running away. And now I'm starting to push towards this Alsace, which usually has the effect that the enemy battleship player panics and starts showing broadsides, as you'll see him doing now. And that will usually be the factor that pretty much makes him kill himself. So the Gearing managed to kill off the Alsace, and as you can see, I'm stopping my ship because I want to force the Kurfürst to do something if he wants to be able to help out the Izumo. So having this island to my left, blocking any shots he can take at me, forces him to push into a possible crossfire situation between our Iowa, our Prince Eugen, and pretty much the Gearing torps as well. So I'm just making sure that I have an island between me and the Kurfürst, or between me and the Izumo, so they can't really engage me 2 versus 1 at any point. They will have to... I will pretty much force them to fight me 1 versus 1. So I'm just checking the angles, checking where the Izumo is. I still have some time to deal with this Kurfürst. That was probably a bit low. I think I hit his German turtleback armor. I should probably have aimed a bit higher. But the Gearing land one of his torps and takes him out of the game. So that is pretty great play by the Gearing. So now it's only the Izumo left, and he isn't really that big of a threat. The Izumo is not really known for being a great ship, and I do have my speed and my main battery reload booster. I was wondering if he was trying to maybe do a ram on me. So I'm just making sure that he won't be able to turn or maneuver and be able to hit me, because I do have some more damage to do in this game. I'm taking a bit of a risk here, showing my broadside, but I managed to damage one of his guns. He also doesn't really have the possibility to turn his turrets in time. And now I can swing my turrets back and yeah. And that was also 97 secondary hits on that Izumo. So as I said, I think I feel like this is almost like a tier 9 Scharnhorst. Of course you don't have torpedoes, but it's pretty much the same fun and quite aggressive playstyle. And that is what attracts me so much to playing this ship. Now we actually have a ship, enemy ship, trying to cap the A-cap from us, which is quite ballsy considering we have multiple ships surrounding him. Don't really know how great of a plan that was. So I'm just waiting for the gearing to spot, and it's the enemy Grossovoi. Here I should probably have reloaded HE. I was a bit slow, but I finally did it after I fired my first salvo. So I'm just hoping that he'd not be able to land that many torps. I do a blind shot into the smoke and I get 2 hits. So I'm just waiting for him to hopefully make himself seen, or if the gearing will push close enough. And he's pretty much a sitting duck. So I managed to get my 3rd kill of the game, and I'm up to 164,000 damage done. And as I said before, it doesn't really matter if you have a amazing damage game or you get a Kraken or something like that in this ship, because either way you will probably have had a pretty fun and especially engaging game. This is not a Yamato that you sit 24 kilometers away from the main battle. This is a hard-working, gritty battleship that likes to get dirty, down and dirty, pretty much. And that is something that really appeals to me. So, trying to land some sneaky shots at this Salem before I get spotted. I'm actually out of reload boosters now, but I have pretty decent health, and of course Salem not having any torps is not really an issue for me. I thought he would actually peek out straight in front of us, but maybe he has turned away. I do have to take my hat off to this gearing player, Robert Orff. He has played extremely well the entire game, and it's just such a fun experience when you get these great destroyer players that really play like a teammate and helps you secure the win, pretty much. So really well played to Robert Orff in his gearing. Now I felt like we actually needed the B cap, so I wanted to cap this out to be certain of the win, because you never know in randoms. At the same time, I really wanted to help this Prince Eugen out, chasing down, killing the Salem as well. So I'm thinking about staying for the remaining of the cap, but at the same time you get that itchy feeling. You don't want the Prince Eugen to die, and you don't want the Salem to actually be able to secure the win in some way. I was actually considering if I could fit my ship into this narrow channel between the small island. But I think I have to go the long way around, unfortunately. Prince Eugen is playing this really well as well. He's bow tanking, spamming the Salem with his torps. You should definitely not try and get your aft guns to bear on a Salem. And I actually wasn't needed at all, because this Prince Eugen, Salrin, had the situation under total control. And as you can see, the timer is ticking down. We have 12 seconds left on the clock. But this was a really fun game to play and a really great team to play it with. So, looking at the final results. 165,000 damage done. 1.1 million credits. 14,000 experience. And you had a really funny game playing this ship. I just need to compliment my teammates here as well. They played extremely well. Also this enemy Kremlin. Very good game. So, looking at the detailed report. I did do most significant damage to the Izumo, which I forced pretty much to take me on 1 versus 1. I also tanked 2 million potential damage. So, I wanna thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please leave a like and a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing gameplays. Until next time guys, have a good one. Bye bye.